beings and gorgeous souls. We are here tonight to give you, live from Portland, Oregon, another episode of W.A.W Wednesday. Let's get it.
Yeah. Chaos Confined.
This is one of the joints I'm thinking about using for Chaos Confined.
Yeah. Confined.
Let's get it.
I'm sipping money in the city like it's strike cans. I'm pulling up in the skin and next time my life, man. I'm on a skill with the mom and just the right man. You know I'm loving this shit like this is my can. Yeah, you know I'm loving this shit like this is my can. I've been taking no man, feel like this is my fan. I just wanna love it, the money and up this light, man. You be trying to roll in the wood and what your light saying. Yeah, are you away from me? I kept the lead for you, the water get away from me. And see these people hold your eyes to escape from me. And see the northern the peace and it's staying late on me. Yeah, I got a lot of discrimination of a scoreboard. When you gotta have up and hating, I this is like known. And I feel a love way to change if I can stay gone. And I'm never alone if I get it gone. You gotta get it gone. And still in love with a change if I can stay gone. Still in love with a team, if I can stay gone. I'm never alone, I'ma show you worth. I'm at the summer tides, squinting like a short of fur. Then now you won't back on, you can know your son. They just taking all the night, give me liquor, share your love. Yeah, I feel like headed on a way till the lights down. On the sober, out this light braid. Everybody sticking in my plane, and I found ways. Kick you high like a door, and all that I found ways. Yeah, but you know I'm on this is light jams. I'ma be a bug, but I feel like this is life fans. I just wanna net the money and of this like man. You try to get in your bond and what you white fan. And you would pay for me. I would delete for you, don't let it get the pay for me. They say these people lose your eyes and mistake to me. They say they need vindication to say it late on me.
Welcome into this episode of
I feel alone with a team, fucking storm. I feel alone with a team, fucking sea.
About to get it in with 6 monumental matchups on the card for us here tonight. Now, how many times have you heard me say this, that we're going on early? Anyway, welcome in, everybody. This is the weekly episode of W.A.W Wednesday, and check this. We're doing a new thing over here where we go on the first 2 weeks, and then we do the third week over on Kick, and then we come back with our month enders last Wednesday of every month. And shout out to Slow Aim King, our latest subscriber to the channel. And I got this one ready kind of late, or I usually would play the name matrix, which gives me more time to add his name to the name matrix. So next time that I fly it, he can find his name off in there. So enough of me yapping. Let's get on with the scrapping, and we can all bear witness to the monumental events that are about to happen. In other words, Cletus, do me a big, gigantic favor, man, and take the wheel.
Frequencies Pro Wrestling, where legends rise and the weak get buried.
Here they are, your Queens of Chaos Tag Team Champions off the rip.
And their opponents the Alliance Zone Women's Tag Team Champions, the Tribe.
The Tribal Spirits here in Portland, Oregon, the Kick. The festivities off here tonight. They're going up against the Dissonant Dog Pound, who are waiting, ready, willing, and able to give them a formidable contest here in the opening bout. Little Bobcat and Amelia Wyandotte are our Queens of Chaos Tag Team Champions. And they have been that ever since the latter part of November. These two teams ready to square it off here in matchup number one of tonight's sixth contest that are on the board as the powerhouses for both units kick this one off. And Big Dog W.A.W felt the brief wrath of Amelia Wyandotte. Little Bobcat hit with a lariat as soon as she comes in to the fold. And Big Dog W.A.W is finding this matchup a tad bit more in her favor. But as I speak, Little Bobcat comes back quick as Grease Lightning and puts down the powerhouse of the Dissonant Dog Pound. And not sparing the reins on her partner either. But that distraction cost her a bit of momentum. These two teams have a sort of a brief history that I'll talk about later on in this contest. And while we're on the subject of these teams, the Dissonant Dog Pound are coming in riding a four-match win streak, And as far as 4 out of 5, they have won 4 and tied 1. One of those ties being against this very team that are our crowned tag team champions in our women's division. As the backbreaker by W.A.W as she goes for a pinfall attempt on Little Bobcat. Only a 2 count, and the duke out continues on between the powerhouse of the Dissonant Dog Pound versus the speed and agility of the Tribal Spirits. But in steps Geraldine Phillips. Man, I'm getting tongue-tied. As she is fierce with a back suplex on Little Bobcat, and now she goes in briefly on Amelia, but she is broken down to her very last compound as Amelia hits her with a big splash and takes the wins out of the sails of Geraldine Phillips. Now Amelia's showing you why I coined her the powerhouse of the Tribal Spirits by suspending and dropping Geraldine to the canvas. And just in case you wanted to see it twice, it's damn sure about to happen 2 times in a row. Amelia's first shot at championship golden glory since being on Frequency Pro Wrestling. In fact, her first go at a chance that it was against her now partner and niece, Little Bobcat, when she was once the Frequency title holder. Check this, party people. This matchup is even Stevens at the moment. These two vicious teams going tooth and nail. Who's gonna win this? We will find out at the conclusion of this matchup after this brief non-commercial break on Frequency Pro Wrestling.
Before the Eye Candy Academy, I had no game. Now, I make eye contact for at least 3 seconds. Thanks to Coach's Champion Tyron, I'm a high-value man. Long live the Academy.
Because at the end of the day, $5.99 is all you're worth, Kang. Live and direct, we are back to the action. After that brief break, Little Bobcat going for the end all on Geraldine Phillips. 2 count only. And the Divas continue this current battle that they are in. Earlier on, I alluded to the fact that these two had a history. In fact, it was going back to the MechNet tournament to crown our first ever Queens of Chaos Tag Team Champions, as the Tribal Spirits put out the Dissonant Dog Pound in the last chance matchup. And as we all know, as a result of that tournament, the Botany Babes became the first Queens of Chaos Tag Team Champions in our Stormbreaker era. Speaking of breaking, Amelia commences with breaking down Big Dog Bev O'Bannon, and now it's back to strength on speed, as Little Bobcat comes in and picks up where her partner just left off. And if you are tuning in at this juncture, stick around, because tonight we have count them, two championship matchups on the docket for you here in Portland, Oregon. The hot tag by Bev O'Bannon, and Geraldine steps in and grabs a hold to Little Bobcat while she had her back turned and hits her with the hip attack, and is now going for it. Amelia there to break it up, as Geraldine is amping up the crowd here in Portland. A little bit of arm trauma to the right arm of Little Bobcat, and now she's going for a kidney breaker, or whatever you call it. All I know is that move is applied on a man at the right time. It'll make him pee himself, as Bev O'Bannon is tagged back in. And now she looks to be going for a swinging inverted cutter on Little Bobcat, who is stunned at the moment. And she goes right back in on her, spinning her around like a helicopter and dropping her to the pavement. Little Bobcat having to get a bit of air after that series of moves from Bev O'Bannon. She's gathered herself and gotten back into the ring. And now a belly to belly on Geraldine, as a whip off of the ropes, and whatever she had in store, Geraldine had something else in mind and broke it up. And now back in the ring goes Bev O'Bannon. 1 elbow, 2 elbows, 3 to finish it off. Little Bobcat looking to be in agony, as Bev O'Bannon going to cover her. Almost, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades and 12 gauges. Little Bobcat flipping the momentum meter back into her favor. And a back capsule suplex to finish it off on Bev O'Bannon. Now she looks to be dragging her to the center of the ring, but she does not make a pinfall attempt on her. Instead, she goes for the leg lock, aka the Indian Death Lock. or what they call it, the tribal knot. And a standing moonsault to finish. Bevo banning off, but Geraldine is right on the cue to put a stop to it. As Little Bobcat going for a second dose. And just like that, it's a wrap. Tribal Spirits over the Dissonant Dog Pound. All right, the Queens of Chaos Tag Team Champions showing you why they hold those titles and defend them so well. Anyway, getting set for matchup number 2, which is a non-title matchup between Rudy Lanza and the KC Crusher. We haven't seen the KC Crusher in action in a while, so this one ought to be entertaining to say the least. Alright, party people, welcome in once again. We getting ready and getting set for matchup number 2. And if you're just stopping by on this one, help us out with the free stuff. Engage with us in the poll. Who you think is going to win this contest? Will it be your mom's favorite wrestler, the KC Crusher, or will it be Rudy Lanza, who is yet to put a win on the board? In a solo fashion, he's won plenty of tag team bouts when he's linked up with KC Reed. But in regards to the solo tip, he has yet to put one in a win column as the KC Crusher trying to get Rudy up out of here a tad bit quick. But Lanza comes back with a backbreaker and flips the momentum meter in his favor. Beaten down, the Aries God Award champion. Well, with the old ground and pound with a side Russian leg sweep and goes to cover him and finish him off. Referee Victor Sokolov in effect in this one. As this is a Falls Count Anywhere contest and Rudy Lanza going for a victory. And the pinfall is all for a knot. Man, I got my eyes set on the future in regards to Chaos Confined. 6 title defenses, all defended inside of a steel structure. That's right, steel cage, Hell in a Cell, or one of our pair of elimination chamber matches as the pile driver from Rudy Lanza to the KC Crusher, who gets crushed here in matchup number 2. Rudy Lanza putting win number 1 on the board here tonight in matchup number 2.
Rude E. Lanza.
All right, his first win on the board since elevating to the roster from our Rising Frequencies Farmworks Division. And mad thanks to everybody who engaged in the poll questions during this one. Stick around, because in our main event, or should I say in regards to tonight's festivities, we have 2 championship matchups going on later on in this live stream. But for now, we're going to get ready and get underway for matchup number 3 of tonight's version of Whoop Ass Wednesday, live and direct from Portland, Oregon. Demon Blue entering the building looking primed and ready for his matchup, which is coming up next. And before that, we saw a meeting of the minds of sort between Barrett Taylor and Charlie Race. And while we're on the subject of minds, we'll go with a word that rhymes and we'll say fine. Yes, these two fine young ladies get ready and get set to go at each other out of our Sirens Women's Division. As you see, Mantia Rey, one half of Aquatic Minutes, about to go head-to-head with Mayeshawn Harris. That Sirens Division is cranking up, and we have 2 of the staples in that division on display for you right here in matchup number 3. Neither one of these 2 ladies have held singles gold while being a part of our Frequency Pro Wrestling roster. And let me shut my mouth. I almost let the cat out of the bag. Anyway, Mayeshawn with the headbanger to the corner with the head of Mantia Rey and follows up with an elbow to the chest and tries to finish her off in short work here. And she can't get the job done just that fast. Mantia Rey, one tough customer indeed. We're gonna have to do a lot more to take down the likes of the menace from the deep, the Devil Ray herself, Mantia Rey, who has gained control and switched it over into her favor here. After that pinfall attempt by Mayeshawn. And if you are just tuning in, hello, it's me. Help us out by doing the stuff that is free. The liking, the sharing, and the subbing. And engaging in the poll questions as Mantia goes for a cover, and this is only a 2 count. As I said, this Sirens Division is thick with competition indeed. Get your minds out of the gutter, people. Yes, there's some thick ladies in there, but yet and still we're talking about the competition. Nice vertical suplex with that spring off of the top rope by Mayeshawn, who goes outside of the ring and comes back in. The baseball bat swing. Bada swing to the head, only connected one time as Mantia tried to reverse it and got reversed herself. And Mayeshawn is back in command as she's climbing to the top turnbuckle and misses with an attempt at an elbow drop. And Mantia is back in the driver's seat. A knock to the back of the noggin. And Mantia is going underneath the apron to come out with a gift. And the gift is a hockey stick. And she returns the favor by connecting one time to the skull and to the legs of Mayeshawn. Relentless with the swinging of that hockey stick to a point where it broke on Mayeshawn. And now Mayeshawn, who seems to have taken exception to the abuse from the hockey stick. Torture rack time for Mantia, who counters her way out of it. And an arm drag takeover. And follows up with a miss at a missile drop kick. Second time on the miscue with the basement style drop kick as Mayeshawn introducing a table for 2. Will I finally get to see somebody put somebody through a table and it's not a tables match? Not no! As Mayeshawn powerbombs Mantia Rey. And is dragging her in probably an attempt for a pinfall cover, but no. She continues the onslaught of offense on her competitor. As stated before, Mayeshawn, a very fierce opponent in her own right. A top contender out of the Sirens Division, has never held any championships while on the brand, as she goes for a pinfall attempt on Mantia. 1 count only. And back to battling we go. Mayeshawn in a vulnerable spot for Mantia, who picks her up and gives her a dose of snake eyes off of the corner. And is now wearing down Mayeshawn, possibly to finish her off and get a W in this contest. And right on cue she goes for a cover up on her, only a 2 count. Mayeshawn kicks out, leaving a bit of doubt in the head of Mantia Rey. And speaking of head, a connection 2 times with that baseball bat to the head of Mayeshawn, who jumps up and puts Mantia in a torture rack. But Mantia responds, will rip off the ropes and a punch to the gut. And a pull back clothesline, and going for the pinfall attempt. Yes! Oh, so close, but yet so far. Still have one hell of a matchup going on here in number 3 of tonight's festivities. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record when I say this. Stick around, we got 2 championship matchups. Next, as a spear for Mayeshawn puts Mantia on her back, and now she is staring up at the Milky Way as Mayeshawn hovers above her and seems to be setting her up for that butterfly stretch as she goes to finish this one off. And just like that, it's a wrap. Mayeshawn over Mantia Rey here in matchup number 3.
Here is your winner,
Mayeshawn with a victory over Mantia Rey. Here in matchup numero 3 up in this piece. Stick around, because during this next break, we have a big announcement in regards to Chaos Confined, which is going down in 2 weeks on this very channel. So stick around if you want to hear what's in store for the future here on Frequency Pro Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Vic Vega, and it is time for
the big announcement.
Yeah, and this announcement was so
Big
that I almost let the cat out of the bag during our last matchup. So here it is for you. Without further ado, hit it, Cletus. In regards to Chaos Confined's Elimination Chamber matches, we have one set in the print, and it is going down as our last matchup that we just saw on this live stream. Let me motivate it to manifest this monumental matchup. Fendi will take her coveted Sirens Championship into the Elimination Chamber, defending it against Nurse Red, Hornets Hatcher, Tangi, Mantia Rey, and Mayeshawn Harris. That's right, a 6 Diva Duke out inside of an Elimination Chamber in 2 weeks at Chaos Confined. And don't forget, at the end of this live stream, I will post Chaos Confined as public so you can set your bell notifications so you won't miss that monumental event. Vic Vega signing off from this
Big announcement.
And as always, positive vibes to all and enjoy the rest of this live stream.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
Welcome in if you're just tuning in at this part of our live stream. Matchup number 4 underway as Demon Blue, our Stormbreaker champion, goes up against the number 1 contender for his belt, and these two are set to go into battle in 2 weeks at Chaos Confined. Shortly after this live stream, I will have the information posted as well as the thumbnail so you can set your bell notifications for that monumental event. Portland, Oregon. You getting ready for a precursor as to what's about to go down in 2 weeks.
From Kansas City, Missouri, weighing in at 215 pounds, Jayden Tomahawk.
Formerly one half of the team known as Rock Chop, this young man earned his spot as the number 1 contender last week in a fatal 4-way matchup out of our Stormbreakers division. You saw the record there, 7 wins, 6 losses, former Midwest Tag Team co-champion. And ever since he has been back on the roster, he's been shining like a diamond up in this piece, boosting his way to the number 1 contender spot, defeating all others in his wake. Jayden Tomahawk, formerly known as Jay Hawkins, and here comes his competitor, the Stormbreaker champion, people, Demon Blue, on the premises, A1 Nemesis.
And his opponent from the other side of darkness, weighing in at 216 pounds, the Action Champion, Demon Cruz.
Demon Blue in his regular form, you see right there as he went full demon. And upon doing so, he acquired the Stormbreakers championship from Diamond Omega. Coming in at 9 wins, 2 losses, one hell of a record, only losing 2 out of 11. Does this define the Demon as unbeatable, unstoppable, insurmountable? Who knows? Maybe Jayden Tomahawk can gain himself some momentum going into Chaos Confined in 2 weeks. All right, party people, we got some action here at the bottom of our mid-card. Jayden Tomahawk and Demon Blue setting it off, letting it off is Jayden Tomahawk coming out with the offense first, gaining a bit of momentum and going to the stars to come down on the Demon with a cross body block and continue to control this bout until the Demon reverses. And then a counter by Jay. Then Tomahawk banging ahead of the corner by the Demon. And now he's going out with that right arm and the fist to the face as he goes for a pinfall attempt. Referee Victor Sokolov, a.k.a. the Black Russian, they're on the spot to make the correct call. Demon Blue going for another attempt after giving fists to Jayden Tomahawk. It's all for nothing. You have a formidable adversary in this one. a worthy opponent in Jayden Tomahawk is going to take a lot more to get him down for the 3 count. And that little bit more is the use of a kendo stick as the Demon goes to try to finish him out one more again. Close, but still mission not accomplished. Code breaker by the Demon, who's countered by Tomahawk. And now he gets another go at the offensive. Going to the legs of the Demon. Wise strategy as the Demon flies and flips around. Kind of hard to contain, but we will make our best effort to contain him at Chaos Confined, as all title defenses on the card will be in some type of steel structure. Steel cage, Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber. And like I said, set your bell notifications after this live stream so you won't miss this one as it goes down in 2 weeks. Tomahawk taking a long way around, breaking down the Demon, trying to take some air out of his balloon. And a leg drop with the assistance of the middle rope as Tomahawk goes to put him away. Still in there like thin swimwear is the Demon, as Tomahawk looking to be in a state of confusion right now. What do I have to do to put down Demon Blue is what he's asking himself. The Demon with the counter, and back into the ring he goes. But he walks into the calf crusher by Jayden Tomahawk. Will the Demon submit? No, he bows his way up out of it and gets right back on Jayden Tomahawk. Even matchup at this particular point on a matchup, and the Demon gathers himself some more usage of that kendo stick and tries to go for another cover. The kick out by Tomahawk, who rolls out of the ring to get himself a breather as the Demon stares and goes in on him again. That record of Demon Blue is one of our best on the brand as far as percentage-wise. 9 wins, 2 losses. Not bad, as he's showing you why he is our Stormbreakers champion, as the way he's going after the #1 contender here. And another attempt of a coup de grace is met with a shoulder raise by Jayden Tomahawk. Now the Demon, for a second, was thinking about going to new heights, but instead goes back down to ground level. But he walks into a counter and a flipping inverted cutter by Jayden Tomahawk switches the momentum meter in his favor as he's in finishing off position and ready to get it in on the Demon as he hits him with the Styles Clash and goes for a pinfall attempt. Almost had him up out of here, but the Demon responds in the form of a kick out, and Jayden Tomahawk seems to have his work cut out for him in this contest. Just a little bit more punishment you have to issue out on the Demon for him to take this one home. He grabs a stop sign and misses with the strike, and the Demon seizes the window of opportunity and makes him roll out of the ring. As the Demon once again with the kendo stick going to the midsection of Tomahawk, a sling blade that downs Jayden Tomahawk in this Falls Count Anywhere special guest referee match. Victor Sokolov doing a damn good job at his job in this one. As Demon Blue goes to finish this one off. Is it over? Yes, just like that. Demon Blue over the number one contender that he has to square it off against in 2 weeks.
Here is your winner, Demon Cruz.
The Demon definitely has a lot of tape study to do on this particular bout. But yet and still he came out on top. Will he do the same here in 2 weeks at Chaos Confined? All I know is we shall see when the time comes. Anyway, we getting ready for the first of our 2 championship matchups as the Brown Maniac takes on Taco next in the Zeus's Crown matchup. So, I guess this is what these two were chatting about earlier on in the live stream. What are these two? The new power couple? The new Trump and Jasmine Crockett? I don't know. Maybe it is a precursor to a cash-in moment in this one. Anyway, on the docket, getting underway is our Zeus's Crown title match at the bottom of our main event here in Portland, Oregon. That's right, Portland, you get 2 of them. We got 1 more after this one, and then we out the door. Taco going up against the Brown Maniac. In effect,
contest is scheduled for 1 fall and is for the Alliance Zone World Championship.
all right, party people, you heard the man. As we are about to get this Festivus match underway. And the first competitor to enter the ring all the way from Mexico, Taco y Bueno, up in this piece. Taco is the embodiment of why you should never make yourself a creation and designate them as a jobber. They will turn around and turn it around on you. Speaking of turning things around, he became our number one contender back at the 12 Days of Wrestling Christmas extravaganza by defeating 3 others in a fatal 4-way that was compiled of 4 top contenders in the Zeus's Crown Championship Division. Taco Tuesday, my ass. We got Taco here on a Wednesday. I don't care what day it is, it's a good day for a taco. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, whatever the heck, any good day is a day for a taco, big baby. And especially when you're talking about this guy right here in Taco. And here is your Zeus's Crown champion. All the way from parts unknown, party people, the Brown Phantom in the building. And this is his second title defense after winning this title about 4 months ago against Ray Saka. It was then known as the Manhood Championship, and since then we morphed it into the Zeus's Crown. And his last title defense was against Gary Gamer and Charlie race, where he came out on top and is still your Zeus's Crown champion. Shout out to Tommy Debo Lister, big baby, as he is the face of our men's championship, big baby.
From Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico, weighing in at 220 pounds, Reyes.
22 wins, 8 losses on his record.
And his opponent, from parts unknown, weighing in at 208 pounds, the Alliance Zone World Champion, the Brown Phantom.
8 wins and 10 losses is the record. A tad bit under 500, but still, he's the cream of the crop here in our men's side of wrestling. The Brown Phantom, formerly known as the Brown Maniac. We changed him up after our unscheduled data corruption issues back in the latter part of August of last year, and Taco comes out with a wheelbarrow DDT on his competitor. And as I stated before, these two are no strangers to one another as they went head-to-head last week, where Taco came out on top. Will Taco keep with the momentum here and win this matchup and earn that Zeus's Crown championship here in bout number 5 of the evening? I gotta say, this is one way to begin our nightcap up in this piece with two championship matchups. Drop kick to the side of the face of the Brown Phantom, followed up by a standing moonsault, and he went to the well once too often as the Brown Phantom met him with a counter, and now is taking his turn with an enziguri to the back of the head and some fists to the face of his competitor. Taco in dire straits right about now, and it looks like the Brown Phantom is gonna make short work of him here. By the way, he's wearing down his opponent with the constant striking to the and to the lungs of Taco, going for that air. And that's one thing about them muscles, you need air to get use out of them. As the Brown Phantom goes for a pinfall attempt, only a 1 count. We still have ourselves a bout as he goes off of the middle rope with a moonsault of his own. As Taco slowly getting up, and he's met with 2 knees to the back by the champion. And now the champion revving up his motor as he hits Taco with a baseball punch, pitcher's punch, and goes for the cover on him. Almost sent Taco to the showers. Championship opportunity gone down the drain, but Taco's fortitude shines through as he goes out of the ring to try to get away from the Phantom to get a breather, but the Phantom right back on him and hits him with a pullback knee strike to the chin and whips his competitor off the rope, and one more time with the enziguri, followed up by another moonsault, definitely going for the respiratory system of Taco Dorito. Funny thing about Taco, man, is I always love to tell this story. You know, back in the day when everything was shut down and shutting down at 5 p.m., I was fiending for some Taco Doritos, and I got pissed off that there was nobody to satisfy my craving for said Doritos that was open past 6 o'clock in the evening. Trying times those were for my taste buds. Therefore, I made Taco Dorito. In fact, his first attire consisted of taco flavored Dorito bags on his tights. As the Brown Phantom on the top turnbuckle waiting on Taco to arise, and he misses with a kick, but he follows up with a roundhouse and downs Taco. Got to pin him inside of the ring in this one. This is not a no holds at the bar matchup. You gotta do it inside the safe space where everything is soft, unlike the outside of those ring ropes. As Taco putting on his offense, but he seems to be laboring, gasping for air. But a cold breaker out of nowhere, followed up by two heels to the midsection of the Brown Phantom, who gets a quick strike in and a twisting back suplex by the Brown Phantom, who goes to put the ending on this one. Can he do it? Yes, another successful title defense by the Brown Maniac up in this piece.
Here is your winner, and still Alliance Zone World Champion, the Brown Phantom.
No cash in as of yet. Where you at, Charlie? Anyhow, this is the conclusion of title match number 1 here tonight, Portland, Oregon. We getting ready and we getting set for our second one. And kudos to the Brown Phantom for that successful title defense here in matchup number 5. Stick around, because we got one more in store, and then we are out the door for the night, party people. My bad, y'all. Trying to get the poll question up before we get into the next matchup. Shout out to my boy Blaze Radio for stopping by, man. It's always a treat when a fellow E-Fetter stops in your chat. You know what I'm saying? And shows a little love. Matter of fact, to let y'all know this ain't no scam or nothing like that, let me throw the ugly thug cam on. Hello, it's me. All right, we get ready to get into match up number 6 of the night. And here's the poll question right here. Will the champ retain her title? It goes up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kabaya. As we get on with matchup number 6, the nightcap of tonight's festivities. Let's do it, Cletus. Once again, about this time, we are on the pay the rent grind. Therefore, it's main event time, party people in the place. Let's get it. All right. Once again, our second title match of the evening out of the ISIS Elemental Championship Division. Akira Okoye defends her ISIS Elementals title against Marishka.
Is scheduled for one fall and is for the Action Zone Women's Championship.
All right, party people, you gonna see me get giddy in this one as the contestants make their way to the ring. The African Violet, the embodiment of Vixen, Akira Okoye, takes center stage first to kick this one off. The ISIS Elementals champion, gracing the crowd with her appearance here in Portland, Oregon, big baby. And the last time we saw her was on New Year's Eve, where she defeated a competitor out of her division in Jay Quinn. Jay Quinn, a former Frequency Women's Championship holder herself. This one here has been on our roster since day one and has recently obtained her first title back at Boot Hill Havoc by defeating Nurse Red, climbing the mantle.
This is a DJ
After
Soul
years
Search
of
production.
blood, sweat, and tears, and her competitor that is set to square it off with her, Marishka, in the house, on the premises, clocking in to work. And the last time we saw her was winning this #1 contender spot by defeating 2 other competitors in a triple threat matchup. And like I always say about this one, she is an absolute juggernaut. Once she gets going, she is hard to stop. Can she step up to the challenge here in this one? Going up against a top-notch competitor in Akira Okoye. We shall see as I channel my inner Tormund when I say the big woman is in the house. This one is going to be a barn stormer indeed. The stock market has just soared with these 2 combatants going into battle. And the championship is on the line, big baby. It's going down here in matchup number 6. In 2026, we in the mix. Marishka looking primed and ready for this championship opportunity. ISIS Elemental title on the line here in our main event.
Introducing the challenger from St. Petersburg, Russia, Mayeshawn. And her opponent from Kansas City, Missouri, the Action Zone Women's Champion, Akira Okoye.
And her current reign is 75 days with that championship around her waist. As she gets into this one, here on our main event, party people, is going down in Port Town, Oregon, up in this place. Marishka looking like she's getting the offense off first, using the ropes to her advantage, and taking the champion, or should I say keeping the champion off balance here in this one. Slow pace, and that simply falls into the favor of Marishka. A dodge by the champion, but she still catches a inverted atomic knee drop, and Marishka is still controlling the bout. Oh, Marishka at this point, the champ, with no response. Is she off guard by the presence of Marishka? As I get to talking about the presence of her competitor, she flips the script and literally flips the big woman to the canvas and goes for a pinfall attempt. Only a 1 count, and the bout continues. Momentum meter in the favor of the champion. And I guess it doesn't matter which one of these two is in control. It's gonna be a slower pace matchup, to say the least. As the champion with a miss, and Marishka capitalizes with a Frankensteiner takedown. And the champion is filling the rap. Juggernaut in Marishka with a somersault back into the champion as she is setting her up for a patented pedigree and goes for a pinfall attempt. These two divas duking it out in matchup number 6. Who is going to win this contest? We will find out when we get back from this brief commercial, non-commercial break.
Are you ready to step into the ring and make your mark in digital wrestling? Don't miss this opportunity to be part of something big, something groundbreaking. Join us on this thrilling journey where every match is a step closer to your dreams. Are you ready to accept the challenge? Then step up, sign up, and show the world what you're made of. Sign up now at KCSA.com/roster spots. The spotlight awaits. Once again, that's KCSA.com/roster spots.
This is Zoned Out Ziggy from the Eye Candy Academy. And when life dropkicks your dreams, remember this.
This is Real Talk Rita, and we are having a sale. Today's likes are free, so do our channel a solid and hit the like man.
Do like Rita saying, hit the like man. Wait a second, Cletus, hold my beer. Barrett Taylor in the building. Has decided that she is going to take up the home court advantage and cash it in. The hometown ambush by the ambiguous Barrett Taylor has turned this one into a triple threat matchup as the big woman greets her with a DDT, and out the ring goes the hometown dark horse favorite, Barrett Taylor. I'm telling you, this is an epic moment indeed. Will she overcome the Frequency Pro Wrestling curse and actually win a championship in her hometown? We shall see. But at this very moment, she is being taken to task by the champion, who gives her, hold on a second, a counter by Barrett Taylor and rakes the back of Akira Okoye. Reverse Frankensteiner takedown into 2 feet to the face from the big woman. And this is action-packed here in our main event. The big woman sparing. No offense and going for a quick pin, only a 2 count. As the match continues. No elimination style. You are one and done. Sudden delete. in this triple threat matchup. Face buster. Set with a drop kick from the champion, and out goes the big woman, holding her face in agony as Akira comes with a gigantic splash on Barrett Taylor, channeling the animalistic nature of an elephant or a rhino. But there's Marishka there to calm the storm as she's setting the champ up for a power slam, but she is met with a couple of fists from Barrett Taylor. Chop block by the big woman, and Akira is right back on her. But the big woman taking on all comers in this matchup and giving it to both of them. The business is definitely booming here in the second part of our main event, as Marishka with a knee drop on Barrett Taylor. Is this the end like a New Edition song? No, the champion gets in and breaks it up and gets in on Barrett Taylor and gives one to the big woman. She don't care who is in the way. She's sticking everything that moves in this contest. As she goes with a rope hang on Marishka. And now she has Barrett Taylor all to herself, wrenching that back of the newly inserted challenger that decided to place herself inside of this already chaotic battle between Akira and Marishka. A counter by Akira as she whips Marishka off of the ropes, but a counter by Marishka. And another power slam on the champ as she goes in. Hold on a second. Barrett Taylor with a float over D.D.P on Marishka. Is she gonna finish her off with this next move as she sets her up for an inverted backbreaker and goes for a pinfall attempt? This is chaotic indeed, and we will return with the conclusion to see who's a victor in this one.
This is Kivana Rossetti, and you're watching Frequency Pro Wrestling on Vic Vegas Game Station, the home where every view is viral.
This is Maddie Chatterbox encouraging you to hit the like man. They're only free $99. So once again, hit the like button to help our channel grow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you missed it moments ago, Barrett Taylor cashed in her open contract briefcase and has entered herself into the current matchup between the big woman Marishka and Akira Okoye. And it looks like Marishka hits the champion with her patented pedigree and goes for a pinfall attempt, but Barrett Taylor, the dark horse favorite, is there to halt an attempt on a pinfall. Barrett adding a little spice to the contest. But every time she gets some offense off, something like this happens as Akira almost ended the matchup right there. But every time one gets a move off, one is sure to follow in an uneven contest. Barrett Taylor sending the champion out, but missing on the comeback on Marishka. Hold on a second. A cutter by Barrett Taylor. And it seems she is keying in on Marishka for some odd reason. But a counter by the big woman. And now Barrett Taylor is hit with a power slam and a follow-up knee drop And out the ring she rolls. Too much offense from Marishka. And it looks like she's going to finish this one off and take home the gold. Barrett Taylor capping for her home crowd. Needs to be concentrating on the competitors in this match. Another power slam by Marishka. And now she gets another chance to go in on Barrett Taylor. Pounding down on the very much smaller competitor in both competitors. If you want to add apples to oranges. But she is hit with a rope hang. And then Barrett comes to try to finish off the champion. Will she get it? Yes! No! It's only a 2 count. Come on, party people. I want to see a finish to this match, even though it is an epic one indeed, as Barrett Taylor with a flip-top powerbomb on the champ, and Marishka is there with a kick to break it up. Every time one gets a move off, another one comes around the corner as Marishka with another near pinfall in this matchup. Are we up to double digits yet, Cletus? Inquiring minds want to know. Double elbow drop on Barrett Taylor. And then Marishka walks in to the finisher by Akira. And just like that, party people, in our main event, Akira retains her Elementals title.
And still Action Zone Women's Champion, Akira Okoye.
Akira finishing this one off in emphatic fashion to end this evening's contest. Thank you, party people, for tuning in to this edition. Hold on a second, the crowd not feeling the win by the champion. Anyhow, thank you for tuning in to this edition of Whoop-Ass Wednesday. As we went on at an earlier time, my schedule has changed as of late. And we decided to see what would happen if we went on an hour earlier to bring you these epic contests. And as I aforementioned, about 10 or 15 minutes after the end of this live stream, I'll go ahead and make the live stream for Chaos Confined a public, and then that way you can go ahead and hit your bell notifications, because that one's going down in 2 weeks. But if you want to stay in tune with what is happening on your Whoop-Ass Wednesdays, next week we're going live on Kick around 6:30 p.m. So if you want to catch what is going on and keep yourselves in the loop, and to catch what might be on the horizon for us at Chaos Confined, make sure you tune in to that one. Portland, Oregon, thank you once again, one more again, as we sign off here from the West Coast, Big Baby, Big Vega, signing off from W.A.W, aka Whoop-Ass Wednesday, and I will see you in 2 weeks at Chaos Confined. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Whoop Ass Wednesday. And remember, we are the home where every view is viral. We are not entitled to your viewership, but when you give it to us, it is deeply appreciated. And once again, thanks to everybody that stopped by and engaged in the poll. Shout out to you, Blaze Radio, Blaze Media, fellow E-Fetter up in the building. Stop by to show some love in the form of engaging in the chat with me. And check it. Like I said, you can catch us on Whoop Ass Wednesday next week on Kick around 6:37 p.m. If not, we will see you in 2 weeks at Chaos Confined. 6 titles on the line, all inside of a steel structure. Once you're locked in, nobody gets out until there is a win up in this piece. So, as you go about your night, have a good night's rest. And when you get up in the morning, show gratitude, and I guarantee you, you will have a blessed day. See you guys in 2 weeks.